Hey YouTube, welcome to another episode of Carport Shenanigans. Today I'm out here working on my daily driver, my 01 Crown Vic, and I'm replacing the temperature blend door actuator on it. It's been bad for a while, it's been clicking and popping and it won't change temperature. And so starting to warm up and I'm finally getting around to doing something about it. Now we got a weird camera angle here, I know, but I'm trying to keep it out of the wind right now. I'm going to do my best to get shots of everything that I'm doing here, so that way you can see what's going on, kind of just take you through it. So it shouldn't be too bad. I've seen some other people on YouTube do it the right way, and I've seen some other people on YouTube do it the very, very wrong way. So we're going to try to show you how to do it without breaking anything and busting things to pieces and smashing things. So let me get this camera set up on an angle to see what I'm doing, and we'll go from there. Alright, so the very first thing I'm going to do here is pull this trim piece off. Comes all the way from the passenger side here, wraps around the HVAC unit, and goes all the way over to the steering column. It just snaps in. I got a nice little plastic trim tool for just such an occasion. And you just put it in there and work it. Come on, don't make a liar out of me. Once you get it started, you can just pull it out with your hands real careful. Just kind of get it one clip at a time. You're going to have some wires behind here that you have to deal with. Nothing crazy, just a little clip there. That comes undone. It's for some accessory I don't have. And then the defrost switch here needs to be unplugged. Nothing crazy there either. Just push a tab and pull it right out. There it is. So a couple reasons for pulling that out. One of them is you're gonna have to pull the airbag. So you've got these two bolts here. You're also gonna have to pull this vent. So you've got a bolt here for that as well. I think they're 7mm. Let's see. 7, 7, 7. Yeah, 7's the number. And I believe for the airbag, there's also 2 bolts coming up from the bottom. Yep, there's one here from inside the glove box, and another one from in here. I believe those are 8s. Let's double check that. Any day now, guy. Where's the bolt? There it is. I was way in the wrong spot. Yeah, those are 8s. Technically, you should always disconnect the battery before fooling around with airbags. But I'm not going to do that. I'll put that in the wrong end. I need it in the ratcheting end. Okay, try to get you guys a quick zoom in here. You see the bolts I'm talking about. Alright, so we've got this one right here. It's bad lighting with shadows and stuff. There you go, right there. We got another one down the line right there, and then one for the vent right there. And the 2 8mm up inside the glove box, you're just gonna have to take my word for it, because we're never gonna be able to get an angle on them. Not with all the junk I've got in there. trusty snap-on driver, which you guys, if you've seen any of my videos, you see me rave about my battery rebuilding on this. I rebuilt the battery pack on this in November. Used it to strip down my entire parts car, all the interior, every nut and bolt, bunch of stuff after that. And I still haven't charged this battery back up since November. I can't even believe that it worked, let alone it worked so well. So I'm going to keep right on using it. If you're curious about what I did in a rebuild video with this, you can go on the channel, you could look it up, you can find it. I may put a link to it in the description, make life a little easier. Like a champ. All right. One airbag removed. I'll pull this vent out of here. Pry tool and just kind of work around it a little. There we go. Going. Now we have a duct in here that goes from the main part of the HVAC box area over to this vent, which everybody seems to have such a difficult time with. Oh, it's screwed in the back. Wish I would have known all that right off the bat. See, nobody tells you these things on YouTube. They just skip along and they go, oh yeah, just take this out now. But they don't tell you that it's got a fastener back there. So I'm going to deal with that. It's on the top side of the vent, right in the back. I'm never going to be able to get the camera to it. I can barely touch it. But I'm going to take care of that, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I managed to get the screw out from the top of that vent duct and then proceeded to immediately drop it. Find it, knock it loose from where it was lodged, and then drop it somewhere further. I think it's down behind this kick panel, which I had plans to take that off anyway. So let's see what we can see. This kick panel comes off pretty easy. You will have, let's bring you over here. You will have this sill plate to contend with, but again, this just clips in, and you only have to make it, you know, come loose because you're just, get this closed. You're just kind of hooked right in the front here, which sometimes you can get the kick panel out without even doing that. I just like to take it loose because it doesn't really hurt anything. But these clips are a little tougher than some of the other ones. Okay, that's good enough. All right, I'm going to set you back up here-ish. Oh, great, I got my tripod all goofed up. Yeah, something like that, why not? All right, I'm going to take my weather strip a little loose here. Just get that out of the way. And this just pulls forward. It's got a couple clips. There you go. Now it's gone. Oh, I think I found the bolt. Don't knock it any further down. Yeah. There we go. That was another 7mm that was in the top of the vent there. I had a feeling. Okay, that had to come out anyway for my purposes, so I don't feel too bad about that. Now, everybody complains about this vent being so difficult to get out. Oh, don't tell me there's another bolt holding it in. There is, isn't there? Yes, another bolt, because that makes sense. This is going to be good fun. Good fun. All right, we're going to do the same routine. I'm going to get this other lower bolt out now. That's on the bottom side of this vent on a metal brace here. We're gonna have to sneak up through here a little bit, and then we'll be back again. Okay, so I got the bottom screw out. This is the bottom screw. It is also a 7mm. And you can see it's easier to get to. Oh my goodness, what a mess. It's easier to get to when you drop your glove box and dump all your garbage all over the floor. So here's the top one. That's the upper. That's the lower. Nobody on YouTube is telling you about these and the hassle that is involved with getting them out. I don't know why. Maybe they want to make their things seem easier or better, or maybe they're just breaking them. Maybe they're breaking the tabs off. But like I said, we're going to do it today without breaking a bunch of stuff. This is a little bit of a wrestling match, pulling this duct out. And then this side has a wire around it, which we just loosened up. There you go. There is a tube that has a tape-in retainer. It's easier to just pull the tape off and let the retainer stick in there. You can always tape it back on later if you really want. And here you can see the lower ear and the upper, which are bolted in. And that goes on the roof with the rest of the parts. So, let's see here. Let's see what everybody's complaining about. Get the one. Ooh. If I really want it to, I could probably get in there with my little fancy pants ratcheting doohickey that I've been using. And if I really fought it, I could probably get it out just as it sits. But I saw one guy on YouTube take this side of the dash loose, which is just a couple fasteners, and he went and wedged a little piece of wood in on his side of the dash to keep it pulled back just a little bit. And supposedly that worked out really well for him. So that's what we're going to try here as well. Get this glove box back out of my way for now. So we're going to have a bolt down here, and then there should be a couple fasteners up underneath this cover panel here. brought this piece of 2x4 out here to wedge back here should I be able to get it to come out. So I'm just going to sit down on the concrete so I don't do whatever I just did to my knee again. This guy must have really been hee-hawing on his dash to get it pulled out that far with just doing that. Yeah, kind of like that. All right. Not a big fan, but hopefully it works. Although I'm calling shenanigans on the fact that he said, oh, there's so much room now you could go camping back there, or whatever he said. It's better. It's worth taking an extra couple minutes to do, because there's definitely more room in there. Now, I think those are 8s. And just kind of give you an idea where we're working here. Hold on, I don't even know if we can see this. We're going to try something different for a second. Hang tight. What we have here oh great, my arm could be directly in the way. Okay, well, we'll just describe it to you. That electrical connector right there in the center of focus is what plugs into the blend door actuator. I already have it unplugged, and right next to it, where's the camera here? Right next to it, hey, there it is. Right there is the actuator. That white piece is part of it. And there's your first screw or bolt right down there. The other one's buried back in the back. Now my phone's all upset, it's not gonna focus. The other one's buried in the back to the left, and another one back behind it, way back that way. So, we're gonna have some patience, and we're gonna goof around and see what we can do. All right, let's get our fancy little tool. That's a 7. Let's get rid of that in favor of an 8. I think that's what it is. And then let's see what we can see. All right, start with the easy one. Why not? Now you get very little swing with any little ratchet or anything you put in here. So you do have to be patient. If you're not a patient person, you're probably gonna be one of those guys that just takes a big bar and smashes it off and rigs up a cable to it, which I don't recommend. Just take your time. A few basic hand tools, yes, you can do it. Trying real hard not to say the bad words. Oh, come on already. Okay, I'm gonna cut this. My neighbor's mowing his grass. I'm getting angrier and angrier, and I'm just gonna fiddle with it until I make some kind of progress. Okay guys, pardon the lawnmower noise, but I got the old one out finally, and I did it the way I didn't want to do it. I was able to get those 2 bolts out. Back 2, not so much. So after a couple, came right out. And those two back bolts are still a problem, even with this gone. So what I did is I took the new one and just clipped the top of the the hoop off there. So I'm going to slide this under, set it down, and put these 2 bolts back in, and we should be good to go, which is what a lot of other people are doing. I was trying to avoid doing that way, but I could see why people do it like that. There's really no other way. So here we go. Tricky getting those started. And awesome! Just what I wanted for everything to go flying everywhere. God, I'm really on the limit of frustration right now. The tripod's acting up, everything's going screwy on me. Alright, I think I got it. Yeah. Really? It just snapped into both of those pretty firmly. I'm pretty confident with that, really. All right, so I'm saying we're on the home stretch here. I got the vent back in and bolted up, mostly. The bolt that I found for it wasn't quite right, so it's not what I would like it to be. But then I come to find out the bottom one that I had started already, somehow in the process fell out, dropped down into the metal framing of the dash into an area where I can't get to it. So then I had to get another bolt to replace that, and pollen's starting to get to me, so that's why I'm all sniffly and whatnot. Southern pollen. Nothing like it. So what I'm going to do now is pull the wood out, bolt the dash back up, put my top piece back on, my trim piece, and get the airbag and the vent put back on. Like I said, pretty much home stretch. Top bolts going. Of course, that's going to be real fun. Going on? Oh, I see what's going on. There's supposed to be a J-clip there, and it's gone! Why? Why do parts just go raining down, falling off of everything? Here it is. This little clip is supposed to be, whoa! Whoa! Got a wasp patrol. This little clip's supposed to be hooked on there for the screw to go into, and it's not. I'm going to open the other door real quick and hopefully let that thing out. Go away, little wasp. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to try pushing this back up there. Can't really see what I'm doing. At least this isn't a serviceable area that this is happening. Hopefully none of the others have done this because they won't be in such a serviceable area. Okay. Now that I have the new blend door actuator in, I'm going to go through the self-test mode on a control head and clear the codes. So to do that, you hit floor and off simultaneously, and then hit automatic right after, and it'll put it in a self-test mode. And that's how you know you got it, when you got the little chasing itself around. As soon as it puts up any codes, I'm going to hit the defrost button to clear them. No codes, okay. Now we're going to hit automatic. Now I'm going to bring the temperature down. I'm going to swing the temperature all the way up. Hear it change. I got to service the control head on this because it just comes out of whatever vent it wants to whenever it feels convenient to do so. Now all of a sudden it just started coming out of the dash vents again. Okay, let's go onto our air conditioning. Crank it down. There it is. We're fully functional in that way again. So it will switch from hot to cold on its own, all nicely. Now I just need to service the control head. I got parts, O-ring pack coming, ordered. I couldn't put my hands on anything local and do it all in one shot. So they should be here next week sometime. So we'll see about getting that done. And then everything should work just as it should. All right. And that's about the end of that. It's frustrating more than anything. It's not that difficult a job. It's just, you know, well, you saw me. Frustrating. you gotta have patience in some places, and you gotta know where to be a little flexible, like I had to with clipping and sliding it and then bolting it in, because the sound effects are real descriptive. So there it is. I'm happy it switches back from hot to cold all on its own without going through a big rigmarole and listening to the actuator clicking and clacking for minutes. So that's it. Hopefully this helps some of you guys out, and you guys are able to fix your own junk too. All right, see you later.